In early December, I had a doctor's appointment while my husband was at work, so I left our son with my mother-in-law for a couple hours. Sometime later, she called me and said my son had an accident. He hadn't had one in months. I instructed her on how to proceed, as well as where to find the spare clothes I packed for him. I picked him up about an hour later. On our way home, he complained about being itchy. I didn't know why until I got him ready for bath time later that night. He was wearing a diaper. He didn't get any rashes, but the diaper was a couple sizes too small and he hadn't worn one in a long time, so I think that's where the itchiness came from. When I asked him about it, he confirmed my mother-in-law had said he was still a baby and put him in the diaper. When my husband and I confronted her about it, she defended herself by saying his accident was clear proof we'd made a mistake by potty training him early, and he should go back to wearing diapers for the time being. At no point did she apologize. We decided she was forbidden from babysitting, as well as spending time with our son unsupervised. She didn't think we were serious until we went to her place on Saturday. We had to go to the hospital, and rather than leaving our son with her, we took him with us. Now that she knows we're serious, she's calling us dramatic and ungrateful, as well as claiming we're alienating her from her grandchildren out of stubbornness. She maintains she was right about early potty training being a bad idea, and was only trying to help us. I don't think we're in the wrong, but this does feel a bit dramatic. My husband's brother, who was skeptical of our decision back in the day, thinks we're right to be angry, but it's still an overreaction to revoke her permission to babysit our son. What do you guys think? Update. Since the diaper incident happened, I'd been wondering where my mother-in-law had gotten the diaper from. When I asked her about it, she told me it was a leftover from when my son was younger. As much as I didn't think that was true, it did make some sense, and she swore by it. When I asked my son back in December, he just told me she had the diaper. After some thought, we wanted to confront her about the truth. This time, she decided she wanted to come clean. She admitted the diaper wasn't a leftover, but rather a new one she bought right after my son's accident. To clarify, rather than obey my instructions and change my son into his spare clothes, she left him alone, all poopy, in her bathtub while she went to the pharmacy near her house and bought diapers. She left my 3-year-old alone in her house for 10 whole minutes because she wanted to prove a point. She claimed what she did was fine because the bathtub was empty and she'd locked the bathroom door. She also said my son was crying when she got home, and she comforted him by saying it would make me and my husband happy to see him in a diaper. And then she had the nerve to say it was good to get this off her chest, and that we could finally move on from this. Needless to say, the word outraged doesn't even begin to cover how we're feeling. My husband yelled at her for over half an hour before hanging up the phone. My husband and I talked to our son about it, and he said he didn't tell us anything because he didn't want us to be mad at him. We managed to reassure him he'd done nothing wrong. We promised he's a big boy, and he'll never wear a diaper again. My mother-in-law called us several times over the weekend. She gave us dozens of excuses, ranging from I couldn't find his underwear, I clearly remember her announcing she had it when she called me that day, to I left my sons home alone all the time when they were younger. We lost whatever patience we had yesterday. We decided she won't be allowed near our family for the next 6 months. If she doesn't improve her behavior until then, that will become permanent. She's also uninvited from our son's 4th birthday party next month and won't be allowed to see our daughter at the hospital when she's born. We sent her a text with the above before blocking her. Even if she does change, she'll never be allowed to babysit our kids again. Do you think we went too far?